Greetings to you, Aaron. This is Aridif, that is A-R-I-D-I-F, and this is it spelled. It is but a great pleasure to speak with you again, knowing that above all things express that you are loved, and our perception is of the utmost importance.
Hello, Aridif. It's a great pleasure for me to speak to you again as well. I've been looking forward to talking to you.
Yes.
Okay. The last time I spoke to one of my guides, and he suggested for me to get a Ouija board. And I bought a Ouija board, and I read a couple of books about the Ouija board, but they seemed a bit outdated and weren't in alignment with me. And I wondered if you could give me a step-by-step way to use it, because I trust your input.
Yes, first of all, when working with the board itself, there are many steps in which you can take to ensure yourself that you are using it and working it most properly. Now, first of all, when you are working on the concept of using the cursor, the small portion where you place your fingers and it points to a certain letter, that is something that is a possibility to use. There are many tools that you are able to use, such as pendulums, such as other specific tools, but if you are desiring to use the original pointer at its value, it can be done. Now, understanding the more energy that you put into that specific cursor, the more accurate it becomes. This is why it is often more than one person that uses it. This is often, for the average human, a group of entities that will place their own energy and hands upon it with an intent for it to work in order for it to come to fruition. But within your own energy, your energy flows vibration at a high enough level for you to use it yourself if you desire. When placing your energy into it, what we suggest is using at least your pointer finger from each hand. But the more energy and the more surface area you place, 2 fingers, the middle and forward, that is something that we would feel is much more beneficial for the way your energy works. Now, looking at the concept, allowing your arms to be completely loose, but not engaging in any certain muscular activity. And this is where some entities are looking at perhaps accidental movement. When you are loosening your arm muscles completely and breathing inward into your solar plexus as a white light, or either white or what we would perceive as gold, those are the two that are most useful in centering your energy. Breathe that inwards through the nose as you are neutralizing, as you are grounding into your 3rd chakra. Relax all of the muscles in your body and place your arms with your elbows at shoulder length, so it will appear as if your elbows are up in the air and your fingers are dangling down slightly. As you are using that, it allows the energy momentum from the breath that you are breathing inward to come into your physical body and adjust so that the entities may help assist your own consciousness in either moving the entity's piece or moving the piece yourself with the entity's guidance. Now, it can be done upon both levels depending on the entity you desire to speak to. Understanding by setting a certain strict rule of your own board will be something that with your own belief systems, with your own consciousness, and with your own intent can be of greater use. If you are perhaps worried or concerned, as most entities are, about the fact of an evil entity or someone who is there to play tricks upon you, to not be able to be on your board, you must use a verbal intent. When using this, you would express something to the effect of, I am with this board now. Only entities who are of similar vibration or who are multi-dimensional type 1 entities are allowed to come into this board's awareness and be able to co-create experience with me. By doing this, you can also set strict guidelines of energy. You see that on the board there are 2 portions of energy. There is a sun and there is a moon. Now use whichever of these in your own mind that you truly feel is more of the type 1 polarity. The one that is type 2 polarity, then make sure you have that divided well in your mind. When you express that only, for instance, the sun is able to be a type 1, the moon a type 2, so any entity that is using this board can only go to the sun sign if they are a type 1. If you are a type 1, you are not allowed to go on to the moon portion. If you are a type 2, you are not allowed to go on the sun portion, only able to go on the moon portion. If you know that is your rule, if you place a direct intent, then now you are dividing those two areas of energy on the board. This way, when you go to ask an entity who comes through, who has a message that is able to be expressed onto the board, you will ask them, go to the area of the board in where your energy is fit, and if they go to the moon, that means they are of a type 2 nature. If they go to the sun, it is a type 1. But make sure that it goes all the way onto the symbol. Many type 2s would bring forward the energy to go onto the sun, but go right up to it without actually going on top of it. That means they are trying to deceive you. So setting your own rules and regulations for the board, setting your own intent, expressing both verbally and in your belief system that you only desire to work with entities who are benevolent, type 2, similar to a vibration of the humans who are good and caring, all the way to type 1 entities, and nothing that is of a different vibration of that. If you use this, if you believe that you have the power to give this authority and to make an intent that is powerful enough to work, that is the basic portion of energy when it comes to the regards of what types of entities you are co-creating with. So as you are breathing this white or golden energy into your third chakra, as your arms and elbows are upwards and your hands are dangling onto the board with at least the 2 fingers, then you will be able to express the content that you desire to co-create with these entities. Allow your body to be limp as a biscuit. If it is very tight or very strong in the muscles, there will be great resistance in the way that it flows. Now, using a pendulum is also something that you can do if you desire to try that. In most regards, as you are very well aware of the types of pendulums that are resonant to yourself, those are the ones that would be more likely and beneficial to use. By doing that, what we suggest is using a counterclockwise spiral with your pendulum. By placing the pendulum within the area where yes and no are very deeply connected, and try starting there first, yes or no questions. The pointer will be one that is more accurate, but if you cannot get it started by yourself, you must bring in someone. You can bring in any entity that you truly are resonant with and connected with. Sometimes with humans they do not believe their own energy is enough, but we assure you that with your body it is. When using that board, placing your intent and belief strictly in your own rules and regulations is what we would say would give you the greatest ability to have the most accurate information brought forward in each moment.
Okay, that's so good. Thank you very much. So
Yes.
I would speak my intent first to only want to communicate with type 1 entities, and then I would say what my rules are, and then start asking the questions. Yes?
Yes, as you speak your intent and speak your rules, make sure that before you do this, that you are breathing in the light and that you are grounded. If you are not grounded, then it will be more difficult for entities to come into your awareness and co-create with you in the board. But if you are grounded first and then speak your intent as you are ready to start, that will be of a more assurity that your own rules, regulations, and intents are being followed as needed.
So to ground myself, do I just imagine a root coming out of like the tailbone in my back and my feet going into the ground, and a red light coming up? Would that be grounding?
Yes, that is one technique, the one that we have taught to other entities. You have heard within the Asheville arena similar,
Yeah.
and we will give you a short summary. Breathing inwards, white light into your root chakra as it displaces red energy into the roots to your legs. After you breathe in the white light, pushing out the red of all of your root chakra into the vines of your legs, it will appear to be on the bottom of each foot, and then you create new roots from the bottom of each foot into the ground approximately 30 meters deep. Once the 30 meters are already done, then you are able to do the same thing, flush out all of the red energy within the root system as you are breathing in white light, but then you allow the earth energy, which is also a white or golden light, and breathe all of that light into your body physically. So breathe it in through the vines that are 30 meters deep in to the vines from the bottom of your feet, filling all of the portions of your body, and then you are grounded. Then breathe in the golden or white light into your third chakra, and then begin your verbal process.
Okay, so my visualization isn't the greatest, like at the moment.
Yes, it is doing quite well. When you use that, you are becoming grounded, but we are giving the more generic version for purpose and intent's sake, that if some of the energy in our own perception of grounding helps you within your own connection to grounding and being rooted, then perhaps it will assist you in grounding more specifically. One moment. Yes.
And how long would I take to ground myself?
It is a feeling, it is an emotional energy. As you are connecting to the concept, then what we can tell you is that when you feel as if your mindset and energy in the body is neutral, then you are grounded. But starting can often take to the upwards portion of 5 to 10 minutes. The more that you practice this in your daily life, the quicker it will be. Rob is able to connect to that grounding process now within 3 minutes, but it has taken him years of practicing similar techniques that allows him to gain the same sight of clarity.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great.